Hello, and welcome back to another Lent devotion. The passage I'm going to read for you today is from Matthew, chapter 27, and it's verses 11 to 26. Jesus stood before the Roman governor, who questioned him. "Are you the king of the Jews?" he asked. "So you say," answered Jesus. But he said nothing in response to the accusations of the chief priests and elders. So Pilate said to him, "Do you hear all these things they accuse you of?" But Jesus refused to answer a single word, and with that the governor was greatly surprised. At every Passover festival, the Roman governor was in the habit of setting free any one prisoner that the crowd asked for. At the time there was a well-known prisoner named Jesus Barabbas, so when the crowd gathered, Pilate asked them, "Which one of them do you want me to set free for you? Jesus Barabbas or Jesus called the Messiah?" He knew very well that the Jewish authorities had handed Jesus over to him because they were jealous. While Pilate was sitting in the judgment hall, his wife sent him a message. "Have nothing to do with that innocent man, because in a dream last night I suffered much on account of him." The chief priests and elders persuaded the crowds to ask Pilate to set Barabbas free. So Pilate asked the crowd, "Which one of these men do you want me to set free for you?" "Barabbas," they answered. "What then shall I do with Jesus called the Messiah?" Pilate asked them. "Crucify him," they all answered. But Pilate asked, "What crime has he committed?" Then they started shouting at the top of their voices, "Crucify him." When Pilate saw that it was no use to go on, he took some water, washed his hands in front of the crowd and said, "I am not responsible for the death of this man. This is your doing." The whole crowd answered, "Let the responsibility for his death fall upon us and our children." Then Pilate set Barabbas free for them, and after he had Jesus crucified. Quite a few things stood out from that passage to me. Jesus didn't put up a fight for his release, or admit to anything that people were accusing him of. And that takes such faith in God. He trusted that it was God's will and it was God's way of doing things, and he knew that it was the right thing. The elders persuaded the crowds to betray Jesus, which these Jewish authorities were the very people who were supposed to love and support Jesus the most, and yet here they've betrayed him. But something I think came of that for me was Jesus died for all those people. Jesus died so that those elders, those authorities, and all those people gathered could know Jesus and know God and be forgiven. And I think Jesus forgives us all in the same way. I know sometimes in lockdown and I questioned my faith, and some of my friends made jokes about Christianity, and I felt very defensive. I denied it. I was like, "Well, I'm not a Christian really. I'm not really," but I felt very guilty after that because I felt like that was me denying God and denying Jesus. And that's not as extreme as, executing Jesus, betraying Jesus and putting him up for execution. But God forgives us all for both the big things and the small things. Something that I found in Isaiah was, "And by his wounds we are healed."